Hey folks, this is Vinzer, and welcome to the Book of Flinn. We're on eager standby for Kenobi later this month, so I've got a little downtime. So today is a rambling captain's log. I've been getting some work in on armor and helmets and artwork lately as an eventual return to a con is on my mind. I applied to be a vendor at HalCon this year, so whether I get that or not will sort of set up how I go this year, and I'm pretty good with either. I would mostly be selling my EVA foam Mandalorian helmets, which you can buy at my Etsy, Flinn Industries. I was waffling on applying because, as with anything, my brain shoots holes at new ideas and convinces you not to try anything. In this case, the ever-growing prominence of 3D printing was on my mind in the world of cosplay, so my brain is like, why the fuck would anyone buy a screen-imperfect helmet when they can go print a perfect one, blah blah blah. Well, Brain, I said, if you drop mine off a roof, it will bounce and not shatter for one, and they're stylish and cool and won't cost a goddamn fortune. So I went against my shittier instincts and listened to the ones that actually want me to give something a shot. And here's the thing, I might not sell a fucking thing, and that's okay. I would be disappointed, but if I fail, it'll be because I gave it a shot, not because I talked myself into not trying at all, and I can live with that. On the other hand, as Artemis reminds me, we're trying to get out from under a years-long pandemic. People are ready to spend their money, so why not on a cool fucking helmet? So I guess that's the mental health moral today, is just to fucking do the thing, because we are always plagued with the question of what could go wrong, so I'm gonna try to focus on what might go right. Back to the 3D printing thing for a minute. It's a thing more and more in cosplay these days, and I have to admit that the more I see of it, the more conflicted I am. Let me be clear, I am for 3D printing in all things, especially when it presents a great option for a person to step into their dream cosplay and get that wonderful feeling. I'm just sort of looking at it from a creative person's perspective here, and I think the perfection of 3D printed cosplay is going to take a bit of the heart out of the whole thing after a while. I'm not one of those people who give a shit if you made your own cosplay. If I ask if you made it, it's because I'm interested in how you did it, what the build was like, that sort of thing. Not because I attach some sort of weird, shitty ownership to cosplay stuff because you didn't make the thing you're enjoying. But it's that process I mean when I say the heart that goes into cosplay may become a little more sterile when we can just photocopy off perfect suits and helmets. For me, a lot of the charm of cosplay is seeing the personalization and indeed the little fuck-ups that make it yours. Here in Halifax, I've definitely been able to see how each person personalized their armor, making it uniquely theirs, and can often recognize the work on site, and I dig that. And yes, I do recognize there is plenty of work that goes into 3D printing. I don't want to diminish that. For me, I still love working with my hands, and being able to do that does it for me. Just last night, I was working on some armor, stayed up all night, smoking a joint, listening to music, and surrounded by armor pieces, and that was pretty much my happy place. Which made me think there's no way Tony Stark wasn't smoking dope down in that garage when he was building. The Iron Man thing is the perfect way for me to look at the 3D printing. Why should I bother making any more out of foam when people out there are sporting printed movie perfect monsters that look like they rolled out of a Ferrari dealership? So many reasons, but the biggest is that it's awesome and I love doing it. And hey, if I fall down some stairs, the suit will survive. The best quote I can think of when feeling a little discouraged about still building a foam in the age of the perfect 3D print is, once again, comparison is the thief of joy. In the end, all people are seeing is something cool that brightens their day and that you had fun making. I mean, this applies to everything creative, not just cosplay. I'm on artwork sites every fucking day marveling at the talent out there and wondering if I'll ever be that good. Maybe not, but I'm not going to let that keep me from drawing and making cool shit. This ramble just comes back to what I always say, which is whatever you like, do the shit out of it. As a side rant while I'm on the cosplay and artwork subject is that belittling someone's work doesn't build you up, it just makes you an asshole. If you're running around in metal armor and sneering down at people with other materials or trolling a post, congratulations, you're not some elite badass, you're just a fucking knob. Cosplay, artwork, or bullying of any kind gets you the fucking airlock. Anyway, let's end this ramble on a good note, and that is when you're building a cosplay or making some artwork or whatever, draw inspiration from the people around you. Look at guys like our Foamworks buddies at Newfoundland, Gary and Hamilton. They make fucking amazing stuff with foam, and they blow me away every time. Or our Star Trek pal Jenny, who is redefining the word prolific. Seriously, if you're a geek, go look up Scenes from the Multiverse, Jenny R. Johnson artwork, and prepare to be amazed. And by the way, she's having an art show in Cape Breton this summer in Bedeck, so while you're booking cottages at Fern and Thistle, add that to your summer activity list. Well, as it happens, my new big roll of foam arrived today, and I've got a list of shit I want to get started, so I'll keep you all posted if I get a table at Halcon, but I'll be there either way this time, so I look forward to seeing what you guys are rocking this year. So, every week, my stepson Victor and I put aside some time to hang out, and we'll play some VR, or continue our Voltron rewatch, or take a walk around the passage out here. So while out for a walk the other day, he was telling me about an assignment at school where he had to write about something, and he wrote about a photo from a past Halcon. It was in 2013, and I was clomping around in my first Iron Man suit. People loved it, but it was a goddamn nightmare to wear, and by day 3, I was ready for self-destruct. But of course, I'm still saying yes to all the photo requests. So anyway, I got into a photo with a young woman and her little son who turned out to be Reigna and Victer, but before I actually met them. Reigna and I wouldn't really speak or get to know each other until 2015. Point in fact, I was in another Iron Man suit at Halcon, and Reigna was volunteering and also cosplaying as Felicity Smoke from Arrow, which she looked exactly like. I asked if she'd be willing to leave Queen Consolidated to work for Stark Industries, and she said yes. Smooth, Phoenix remarked afterwards. We got together 2 years later. So Victor wrote about this photo with a tired-looking Iron Man and how we had our first family photo and didn't know we were a family yet. It wasn't the first time Victor said he was happy I was out here with him and his mom and that we were a family. Even after being cooped up in Steelhaven with me through a pandemic and having to be an actual parent that does rules and grounding and shit, he still digs me, so I guess I'm doing okay there. We joked how if his teacher didn't believe the story, we can definitely prove it. And so I thought that was pretty cool. Out of all the old gang from high school, I would have put myself dead last at the idea of being a parent, but here I am, Mando's stepdad. Somewhere out there in space and time, Bunky's having a good laugh at me. Okay, I'm out of here. Gonna go watch some new Strange New Worlds, which I am totally loving, by the way. I'll see if I can round up a few Flinns next week and put some Kenobi predictions down like we did for Book of Fett and see how many we get right. I think I got like 1 out of 20 last time. Okay, until then, be excellent to each other and to yourself. Finns or Flynn, signing off.